refreshing stories. My name is Hiroshi, and I'm just your average kid. I'm a junior in high school. I'm home.
Oh my, Hiroshi, welcome home. What's the matter? Why do you seem a little bit down?
Actually, what happened was that today, I told the girl that I have a crush on her, and I asked her out, but she rejected me.
Oh my, is that so? I'm sorry to hear that, Hiroshi. But you know what? I think it's amazing that you were able to build up the courage and tell her how you feel. That's the most important thing, and you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you, Mom. What was that? Did you just say that Hiroshi was rejected at school? That's hilarious! That's probably because you're going to a public school that has such a lame reputation. But you know, I got into one of the best high schools in this town, and I have the top grades in the class, so I'm super popular with the girl. For the most part, my life was very peaceful, and I didn't have any complaints. But there was just one problem in my family. I had an older brother who was 4 years older than me, but ever since we were little, I have to admit that I didn't like him very much. When we were little kids, he would always bully me, and he still does this to this day. He always brags about himself and looks down on me and belittles me.
Hey, Osamu, that's enough! You're always picking on Hiroshi like that and such unnecessary things. You need to cut that out already.
Yeah, whatever.
You don't need to worry about what Osamu just said, Hiroshi.
Thanks, Mom. That being said, whenever Osamu tries to pick on me, both of my parents are quick to defend me. So I guess I never felt like it was that painful because my parents were on my side, so I would only think, there he goes again, saying the same thing, and I didn't let it bother me too much.
Hiroshi, congratulations on getting into college!
And not only that, but you got into your #1 dream school. That's amazing. That's what you get for studying so hard. Well done. Mom, Dad, thank you. It's all thanks to you guys. Yeah, whatever. Just because you got into that college, it's just an average college. It's not even that amazing. Hiroshi, you better not get too carried away. Because obviously the college that I go to is much more highly valued, and it's more famous too. Hey, Osamu, that's enough. You're still trying to say that you're better just because of the school that you go to? That's enough already. Cut it out. Don't you know that in society these days, your education and the level matters a lot? In this country, people who go to better schools are better people.
Why are you like this? Saying things like that again? I don't mind that you take your education so seriously, but we're always telling you that you need to stop forcing your opinions on the other people. Do you understand?
Oh, shut up, Mom! You're always saying things that you think sound good. Both of you guys. Someday you're gonna realize that I'm correct, and you're gonna know how wrong you were to say otherwise. Well, you know what? By the time you realize it, it's gonna be too late anyway! A few months later, my brother graduated from college, and he got a job at a company in the middle of the city, and so he was moving out of the house. See? Look at that! I was correct! It wasn't! This is because I went to a good college and I graduated, and I got a job at a major company in the middle of the city, and I'm going to live an elite life as part of the upper class, unlike you, Hiroshi, because you're graduating from an unimpressive college, and you're gonna go to an unimpressive company and be an unimpressive salaryman. That's probably how your life is going to end. Take that! And just like that, until the very last moment that he left the house, he was still belittling me on his way out. After that, I didn't see my brother again for a long time, and thanks to that, my life was great. I was able to enjoy my college life comfortably, and a couple of years later, I also graduated from college. I got a job straight after graduating, and I moved out and started living alone. And so, I started working as an adult, and my days were busy. By the time I realized it, a couple of years had passed by, and I'd already turned 24 years old. Time sure does fly. I can't believe it's almost the end of the year already. Life has been pretty tough trying to get used to my new job, so I didn't really have the thought to go back home and visit my parents. But at this point, I've gotten pretty comfortable, so maybe I can go back home for the first time in a long time. And so, it had been a couple of years since I graduated from college and became a working adult. And for the first time since then, I took some days off at the end of the year and decided to go visit my parents back home. I'm home, Mom! Dad!
Hiroshi, welcome home. Thanks for coming all this way.
Oh, Hiroshi! It's been a while. How's work going? How's life living alone? Not bad, Dad. It's going pretty well, I guess. Aw, come on, Dad. Hiroshi's just working at an average company. Nothing impressive. So even if you ask him about his job, he's obviously not going to answer with anything interesting. I bet he's just sitting at the desk in the corner of the office every day, not doing anything productive, and watching YouTube videos about people getting cheated on. Sorry, I don't really understand what you're saying. I work in sales of my company, so I'm usually out for business meetings, and I don't have time to be watching juicy videos like that. But also, Osamu, looks like you haven't changed at all. And looks like you haven't changed at all either. And you're just as unimpressive as ever, Hiroshi. And look at your clothes. Those are cheap, aren't they? What a pity. If you're a top-class adult, then you should be buying nice things and wearing brand-name clothes from head to toe, like me. Yeah, sure.
All right, everybody, I think that's enough. Why don't we sit down for dinner? Today is a feast.
Yes! I can't remember the last time I had a home-cooked meal. It looks delicious.
You can eat as much as you want, boys. By the way, Hiroshi, Osamu, do either of you have a girlfriend yet?
No, I don't. I'm too busy with work right now, so I haven't had the time, really. Well, I've dated a couple of girls, but there just aren't any that are on my level. At the very least, if it's not somebody who graduated from a college the same level as mine, I'm not interested.
Oh, is that so? In that case, I was hoping you'd take a look at this.
My mom then went over to the cabinet, and she pulled out something that looked like a photo album. What's that?
Well, you see, actually, I got a little bit of help from the neighbors, and I had them introduce me to people who were looking for a man to get married to. Especially you, Osamu. You're already 28 years old, right? I think it's about time that you start thinking about your future.
Are you trying to set me up on an arranged marriage? Interesting. So what college did you go to?
I heard that you graduated from Phil Refresh University with top grades.
Did you just say Phil University? Isn't that the super famous university overseas? One of the best in the world? Hurry up and show me her picture! Oh, jeez, she's super ugly! That's what I thought. I'm not surprised. Who on earth would want to get married to a girl like this?
Is that so?
Hiroshi, why don't you look at this? It's hilarious! When my brother handed me the photograph and I looked at it, I couldn't help but freeze on the spot. That's because the person who was in that photo, I immediately recognized. No matter how good your education might be, if you look this fat and ugly, of course nobody's gonna want to marry you. That's no surprise. Oh, I have a great idea. You know what, Hiroshi? I'll let you take that arranged marriage. You're welcome. An unimpressive salaryman and a fat, ugly girl with nothing going for her but a good education. You guys are a perfect match. Why? Are you really sure I can take it? Why do you look so happy? Wait a minute, Hiroshi. Are you telling me that this kind of fat, ugly girl is your type? You know, I really don't think you should be judging people based on their appearance, but whatever. Anyway, it's just that I want to meet this person, that's all. You know what would be so hilarious? Is if you actually end up getting married to this girl. Ha ha ha! A loser and an ugly fatty. You're a match made in heaven. And in this way, for the rest of the day, my brother was laughing at me and making fun of me. But I didn't care at all. Because for me, I couldn't wait to meet the girl that I saw in that photo, and that's because that girl was actually her. It was the girl I asked out back in high school, my classmate who rejected me. Her name was Mizuki Funabashi, and she was my very first crush. So I guess that means that Mizuki's still single. Well, that's a relief. Well, I guess that's a little bit rude to say.
Oh my, really? Hiroshi, if you're keen to meet her, then I'll go ahead and contact her mother.
After that, my mom picked up the phone and she contacted Mizuki's family on my behalf. We put our schedules together for the date, and a few months later, we decided to meet in the middle of the city. I guess I have to wait a few months to see her. It looks like her appearance has changed quite a bit, so she must be really busy with work or something. I wonder if she's okay. But you know what? I'm really excited to see her. I wonder if she remembers me. Earth is that guy thinking, wanting to meet an ugly fatty like that? Oh, I know. This is a great opportunity. I'm gonna go and watch, and I can make fun of them on the day of. I had no idea that my brother had such mean plans, and I was just looking forward to a couple of months later when I would be able to see her again. And then, finally, a few months later, the day of the date. Oh man, what do I do? I'm so nervous. I haven't seen her since we graduated from high school. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to talk to her. Well then, there's my unimpressive little brother, and he's going to be meeting that ugly fatty. Let's see how this goes. And so, the both of us were waiting for Mizuki's arrival, but then...
So sorry to keep you waiting.
She's here! It's totally fine. I totally didn't wait. A long time no see, Mizuki. Wait, what? I turned around, but when I saw Mizuki, I couldn't help but to be shocked! That's because standing there wasn't the girl I saw in the photograph, but instead, even though she looked a little bit more mature, it was a beautiful woman who still reminded me of that girl from high school. What? Is that really the girl who was in that picture? She's a different person.
It's been a long time, Hiroshi. Do I look weird or something? You're staring at me.
No, not at all. It's just that, well, you look totally different from the photograph that I'd received before. So...
Oh, right. Actually, I went on a diet. Even though I was going to be meeting you, I didn't think that I could do it looking like that. So, you see, Hiroshi, to tell you the truth,
I don't know what's going on here, but why does it seem like they're already hitting it off? But a girl who's that beautiful with that kind of education, there's no way I'm gonna let Hiroshi have her. Wait a minute! Stop right there!
What? Osamu? What are you doing here?
Nice to meet you. I'm Hiroshi's older brother. My name's Osamu.
Sure, hello.
Actually, this arranged marriage was actually supposed to come to me. But you know what? Hiroshi tried to steal it from me.
What are you saying, Osamu? When you saw that photograph, you said things like,
You keep your mouth shut! So anyway, why don't you have dinner with me tonight? And plus, this guy's an unimpressive salaryman who just works at an average company. But I graduated from Refreshing University, and I work at a famous company. No matter how you think about it, I'm a much better catch, right? And trust me, I know I'll be able to make you happier than this guy. Hey, Hiroshi, now hurry up and go home. Read the room.
Once again, you're just trying to get your way.
Excuse me.
Yes?
You said that Hiroshi stole the date in the arranged marriage from you, but...
Yeah, that's right. Isn't he horrible? He was just so jealous of me that he had to try to take this too.
There's no way that Hiroshi would ever do something like that. And more than anything, because the photo was so terrible, you probably forced Hiroshi to go on this date in your place, didn't you?
How do you know that?
Oh, did I hit the nail on the head? Well, I could just tell by looking at you that you're really self-absorbed, so... And plus, I only came here today because I wanted to see Hiroshi. If you were the person I was going to meet, then I would have rejected it from the very beginning.
Why's that?
Because ever since I was in high school, I've always liked Hiroshi.
What? But Mizuki, back in high school, when I asked you out...
Yes, I did reject you when you asked me out. That was because, at that time, I already knew that I was going to be moving overseas because of my parents' work.
Wait a minute. So does that mean that the reason why you rejected me back then wasn't because you didn't like me?
Yeah, exactly. To tell you the truth, when you asked me out, I was really happy. My parents own a foreign capital company, and I don't mean to brag by saying this, but it's a pretty famous company. So at the same time as me graduating from high school, it was decided that our whole family was going to move overseas. That's why I had to say no.
I had no idea. Wait a minute. So did you come here from overseas again today?
No, actually a few months ago, I had moved back to Japan. But I was so busy with work that I was only eating fast food all the time, and embarrassingly, I ended up gaining a lot of weight. And at this rate, my mom and dad thought that nobody would want to marry me. So apparently they were trying to look for an arranged marriage without me knowing it. In the beginning, I was really upset, and I told them I didn't want that at all. But then, when I found out that I was going to be meeting you, Hiroshi, I was so excited to see you. But not like that. So I asked you to wait a few months, and I did my best to go on a diet. Because, in front of the person that I like, I wanted to be beautiful for you.
Mizuki, well, I've liked you since high school too, and I came here today because I found out that I was going to be meeting you. So if it's okay with you, will you please go out with me, with marriage in mind for the future?
I'm so happy. Of course. Yes.
Yes! Yes! What the hell is this? You were just classmates in high school. That's the only connection you have. When we're adults, the most important thing is your ability to make a living, right? And I'm telling you, it's obvious that I'm much better at that.
I have more than enough ability to make a living, so you don't need to worry about that. And first of all, somebody who acts so big just based on their education and their work is usually not that big of a deal anyway. You know the saying that a wise hawk will ride its claws anyway.
Hiroshi, I'm begging you, let me have this!
You should stop saying things like, "Let me have this," about a woman. Mizuki isn't an object, you know.
Anyway, that's that, so we're gonna go now. Let's go, Hiroshi.
Okay.
Damn it! Who does Hiroshi think he is? You better watch. I'm gonna get a beautiful girl that's like an actress! Better than her!
And then, a few years later, Mizuki and I ended up getting married. And at the same time, I transferred jobs to the company that Mizuki's parents owned. And that was because...
Hey, Hiroshi, what do you think about coming to work for our company?
What?
Hiroshi, just the other day, you went on a business meeting at Refreshing Company to do a sales pitch, didn't you? That is actually one of our companies.
Really?
Yeah, and when you came to do your sales pitch, it just so happened that my dad had gone there to do an observation. And in perfect timing, he happened to catch your presentation and he was gushing about you. He said that presentation is the best way to present to companies overseas. It's hard to find people like that in any Japanese company. And he was super excited. And then he told me to scout you for a company. So, it's only if you would want to, but what do you think?
I had no idea. I don't know if I'll be able to live up to his expectations, but I'll try it. That was the chain of events. And currently, I'm working hard together with Mizuki at the company owned by my father-in-law. My brother, on the other hand, well, he became so jealous of me that I not only got married, but also got a job at such a major company, and, well, because he was determined to get a better job, he resigned from his company. But it wasn't like he was particularly good at his job, and in the end, he wasn't able to find a new job, and he moved back in with my parents. And then, a few months after that,
Hiroshi, we kicked Osamu out of the house already, so you're welcome to come home whenever you want, together with your wife.
Ever since I got that phone call from my mom, I haven't seen my brother. I do feel bad for him, but when I heard that I don't have to see him anymore, I have to admit, I was relieved. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. And if you have time, please check out our other videos as well. Alright then, see you next time. Bye.